Okay. Um, Sorry my hair is such a fright and all that, guys, but whoops, wrong way. Turn the volume all the way down. Um Okay, Kalika. This is my cat Kalika. She's I don't know. She wants my attention at the weirdest, most inconvenient times. You know how cats are. She knows that mommy's doing something, so of course she's got to be up in my face and suddenly wants to be on my lap, as you can see. But mommy's been busy today. I've been helping my friend Maria. She's my sister. We're sisters in surrogate. We're not blood sisters, but, when you see the two of us together, you're like, are you sure you're not blood sisters? We're cosmic sisters. We are part of a children of 8. Me and Maria, and I'm pretty sure Harold is one too. And as I go, I'm finding others that are like, oh yeah, okay. I'm still thinking about, I don't know if you could call it starting my own live stream coven, but, I'm trying to do some discussion stuff. As you know, most of the time it's vlogging, but right now I still don't have the time or the money or the resources to do a paranormal investigation. And Wolf Paranormal, thank you again for joining me, and I appreciate it. I'm sorry I haven't been on much, but this past week, dang, let me tell you, has been just a freaking animal house. Chaotic as HE double toothpicks, and it's looking like my roots are already showing through, so that looks kind of funny, huh? I don't want to take the shade off of this, because then it would white out, blur me too much. Most recent, me and Maria, my sister Maria, went to the Body, Mind, and Spirit event at the fairgrounds at the Kasich building this past Saturday. It was a lot of fun. It was her first time there. Some of the goodies that we came home with from there was, well, for one, I've got my chakra candle burning, but there's really no safe place to set it where I'd be able to see it on camera, especially during a live stream. Maybe I'll bring it over here in a little bit. But yeah, I got my first chakra candle, and I've been letting the purple burn down because, as you know, that's like the top chakra. Let's see. Got a lot done today. Got my daughter-in-law's ring blessed the way I wanted and protected, because she's apparently trying to save back money to move here. So I've been doing magic the past several days already, 3 or 4 days or so. Consistently doing magic up here and downstairs in my sister Maria's place. Now, down in my sister Maria's place, I need to do some live streams again, because we really got that place looking nice. And it will be a different change of scenery as opposed to this, which is what I'm always on. Because, like I said, my resources are limited right now. I've only got a handful of followers. Wolf Paranormal, I'm sorry I haven't made it to watch any of your videos yet, mate. But I haven't forgotten you. It's just, I can share with you guys like a brief rundown of what this past week's been like, and see how your day's been or your week has been. Don't worry, I'm just drinking pop. I'm using ice because, and I keep stirring it up because otherwise it gets too watery and then it tastes like crap. Actually, it's 2 cups. See, this one is small purple cup from Barfleet from Marcon, and this was the last Comfest that me and Chris was able to go to, which has been a while ago. I am going to be, I don't know if I said this on my last live stream. If I did, I apologize, because there's so much going on. I do forget stuff, so I sometimes will repeat myself to remind myself, oh yeah, I need to start getting that going. But Whitehall Park, I'm going to be having a Maybon gathering on the 21st, which I would love to have some people show up, but not if it's going to be somebody that's going to cause a problem or a disruption, because it is a public park. There's going to be people there with their families possibly, and it's in Whitehall. So they're very nitpicky about what you can and can't do. And if you do what they say you can't do, then you can get in trouble. So I'm not receding hairline. It's the roots are coming through already, because this is like a dark garnet color that I got my hair. What? My husband's sticking his tongue out at me. He's doing something on his computer over here, and I wanted to do a live stream. It's going to be kind of a mix of things. At first, I was going to just target one particular type of video, but like, this is all I can do right now, guys. I don't know when I'll be able to get over and watch your stuff, Wolf Paranormal, but I definitely appreciate the love, man, because you're like one of the first, okay? Because my handful of peeps that used to support me on here, I don't even know if they come on anymore, because I'm on at such odd times. There's no pattern. I can't say that I'm going to have another video up next week. I'm still learning how to edit the damn things. So I think I successfully edited one couple months ago or whatever. It was during the summertime, and I was down at my desk in my sister's house. Excuse me. And I was trying to get some stuff done. So I was like, let's try this editing thing. So, because I'm trying to learn this myself, because 1, I want the satisfaction. 2, it's a challenge. And 3, as Capricorns, we like a challenge. So why not? It'll give me something to do. It'll give me some brain boost. I drank, I think it was like 2 or 3 cups of my focus tea today. Well, I call it focus tea, but it's called Genius Blend. Ooh, I'm a genius, y'all. How about that? I got to make Chris look bad a little bit, because he's smarter than me. So anyway, yeah, he's poor Chris. He is like really stressed right now, and I can sympathize, because I don't act like it or appear like I am, but I really am. I like my back and shoulders right now feel like fucking concrete growing under my skin. It's really uncomfortable. And it's hot up here, I cut my hair a little shorter because it's more manageable. And it's the weirdest thing, because I always seem to do that the most when, sorry, I had an itch, when it's getting towards the fall. You would think that it would be the opposite. Like you would think I would want shorter hair in the summer. Well, I don't do it that way. I do it backwards. So I cut it in the fall, and then I let it grow long in the summer, I guess, maybe because that way I can, like, when it gets really long, I can, go back to my wild colors and experiment with them. And, like we got some green in there. I might dab a little in the middle just to see what it looks like. Because I don't like that. I don't like the way that looks, because it looks like I got a receding hairline, and trust me, I've got hair there. So this is just my Capricorn lighter. People are probably like, what's that hanging from your boob? But yeah, I got the ring blessed for my daughter's fiance, so that was good. What? He don't want me. This is Bella. What you can see of him. He's our Maine Coon. Yes, I said Maine Coon. He's a rescue. His owner died. I think I've mentioned Ina before. If I haven't, she was a lady that lived next door. We've been in the same place for 14 years. So, I hope the Mabon thing goes off without a hitch, and goes well, and at least a handful of friends show up or can, because the next day, Winding Road Coven is having their Mabon ceremony, and I'm hoping that I'm invited to that, because I'd like to go to that too. But the reason why I'm wanting to do the one at the park is just my pagan mix, y'all. Skullcap, Damiana, Coltsfoot. Look it up. If you get the proportions right, and it's one of those, because the herbs are so harsh, it does make you cough. Of course it does. It burns your throat even a little bit. So I try to not make too much, but not like, enough to get me by for a while.
Remind me next time. Have a little bit of money, get some Tums.
Tums? Are we almost out?
Damn pretty pepper.
Let me see how much I got left.
Don't worry about it. probably won't use
Well, I
them.
mean, I'm going to need them too, babe, because, you know, I get upset stomach a lot.
We're
So,
probably not going to use them all up until next month, so we can. You robbed the bank.
I got 56. No, that's just what's left from the combination of what she gave me for Ren Fair and what she gave me for the Yuli that I purposely, you know, tried not to spend because I wanted to stretch it so I could do both events. Because she actually gave me $200. But like I said, I had to make it stretch. I had to put gas in the car and shit. When we went to the Yuli, especially. And that's why I really wanted to buy an outfit from Unicorn Clothing, but then I came to my senses and went, nope, not a good idea. You can find stuff in thrift store. Just start looking, especially around Halloween time. Maybe somebody will give up some stuff that, you know, they don't want or whatever, and it fits the bill that you do want, you know. It's like, oh yeah, this will work. But the reason why I want to do the Maybon, my own Maybon ceremony in the park, is I will be hosting it. Now, I've done a live stream on here before, and I think it was Samhain or one of the other Wiccan holidays that I did a ritual on. And, you know, I think I was wearing my leopard print top and skirt because they matched. And I think I did, if I'm not mistaken, I did like a circle casting. And the guy you hear in the background, that's just Chris. It's pretty late at night. It's like after 11 here, like 11:10 at night. So Eastern Standard Time. So don't give up on me, Wolf Paranormal. I'll try to get to your videos one of these times. I just don't know when, man, because shit be crazy and you can relate because look at how much traveling you guys do, but at least you're out there and you're doing it. That's more than I can right now. I just don't have the money and the resources, and I don't have the time, and I don't have the followers, and I don't see me getting up to 1,000 followers overnight, you know, or if I even make it a fraction of that. But I appreciate the support, and I'm sorry if I'm like saying too much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just really want you to know it means the world to me because, you know, even if it's that one good person says, hey, you know, she's not bad. She's got some vlogs that actually helped me. Because I try to have like a certain type of versatility on here. Like sometimes I'll be talking about bad things that have happened, bad experiences that I've had. And then I'll try to balance out that energy by talking about some positive ones that came from it. Or, you know, now I do this better. I'm itching because, well, it's probably fucking bed bugs, as disgusting as it is to say that for me. But that's another reason why I won't, you know, I don't go out much because with the COVID and the variant flying around, that's scaring the crap out of everybody right now. But, you know, if any of my videos really do help you or somebody you know, then please have them, you know, at least leave a like and a comment, and I will appreciate that. You know, I'm not expecting, you know, them to join me, you know, to sub or anything, but if they want to, then I can appreciate that. It's just, you guys got to bear with me and know that I'm not going to be able to give any kind of a set schedule right now because there's just too much I'm trying to get caught up on. Some of what I need to add to my agenda is reading books on autism and the different forms of autism because my son's fiance has a little boy that's 10 years old that has autism, but we don't know what type because I know there's several. Like I've known people that have had Asperger autism. I don't know what my friend Ruby or Lawrence Shipman, I don't know what his is. It's some kind of autism though, because he told me about it once. And he used to be my hangout buddy on IMVU, which I stopped going on because I'm pretty pissed at him right now because, sorry to sit like this, guys. I'm not trying to be indelicate or anything. I'm just trying to be comfortable because it's really difficult for me to sit comfortably anymore because here, I'll use my Star Wars pillow. This is BB-8. I actually colored this. But I want to learn. I need to do some homework on autism in the different forms and then be able to show Brooke that when she gets here that, you know, we don't know how soon that's going to be or anything because she's going to be moving from England. So that's a ways away. Excuse me. Like this what I call witch's herb. It's pagan mix. Um, it calms me down. It helps with a lot of my pain. I have fibromyalgia. It don't really help much with that, but it kind of dulls it a little bit. You know, so I'm not like, because I bump into stuff a lot. I have klutzy days a lot. In which case, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna have a klutzy day, and then I shift my focus, and I usually have a pretty good day. Um, let's see. So there's the Maybon thing going on 21st, 22nd. And actually, the one that's going on the 22nd is going on the 22nd and the 23rd, because the high priest of the coven that I speak of said that it starts at 3:20 on the 22nd and stops at 3:20 on the 23rd. So 3:20 p.m. to 3:20 p.m. So that's basically 24 hours. And I would love to be a part of it, even if it was just a couple of hours, be able to do some of the ritual stuff. And, but I've been playing around with coven names and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, yes, I guess I could if people actually decide they want to join me and they like the idea and they think that I can be of some service to them, teach them what I know about witchcraft and just life lessons, things that I've learned to help me grow as a human being. Because sometimes with stuff like pandemics flying around, you kind of forget that we're only human. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. We mess up. We have bad days. I mean, most of the time I try to stay upbeat and positive with my friends. But enough of all that blather. I did also want to put in here, and for a specific reason, which I will explain in a minute. There is a past associate of mine that has reached out to me at least twice around the same time of year. Halloween, which, as you know, it's like a month away, roughly, First time he reached out to me was on Halloween of last year. And his message, he actually left me a voicemail. And I knew his voice right away, and I was like, oh, shit. And he said, happy Samhain. Just wanted to say, hey, I know we've been apart a while. Something else. And, and then he said, give me a call if you want. But he didn't leave his number. So I was like, it's kind of hard for me to call you back if I don't have your number. But then I thought, wait a minute. It took my brain a minute to register who it was. And then I was like, okay, yeah, that's odd. But I was like, why? I kept thinking, why is he reaching out to me? So I've been doing readings on it. Should I give him another chance? Should I? So here's the bit for him. I will go by AW for now. I am trying to protect his privacy a bit because I'm not a hater. I'm not a, troll person. I'm not trying to make the guy's life a living HE double toothpicks. He's already done that quite on his own. And I hope y'all don't mind me leaning my head back and getting a little bit chill because my neck is still hurting. And this chip did a heck of a lot better last time. And now it's like, it's taken longer than it should. But anyway, so the second time he reached out to me, he said, I was going down this street the other day and I saw Janet. Is that your Batgirl sign of saying you want to say hello to the Batman or something like that? And I was like, oh boy, that confirms it. It's Aaron. It's him. I know I didn't give a last name. There's a lot of Aarons in the world. But I was like, okay, what do I do? So I've been struggling with this and I've been trying to meditate on it, trying to do magic on it. What should I do? What should I do? How should I handle this situation? What is the highest good for all concerned? And I will just simply put it this way. You said you were my friend. I'm speaking to this person now. You said you were my friend, and I believed it. I was convinced for 4 years that you truly were. And then somewhere along the line, like when my daughter was around the age of 22, you call me up and tell me that you want to date her. And you lied to me. You kept things from me that I had a right to know, especially being her mother. She did not like your pursuit. She did not like the attention you were giving her. She was afraid of you. She wanted nothing to do with you in any way, shape, or form, and she only tolerated you for my sake because she thought you were my friend, and so did I. I truly did try to give you my blessing and my consent to date her, but where you were unfair and selfish was you just automatically assumed that she would be okay with it before you gave me a chance to talk with her about it and ask her, do you feel anything for him? Do you want him to leave you alone? That was my right and it was hers, and you violated it. You've been after my daughter since she was 15, which would put you probably, I'm guessing, somewhere in your 30s. I know that you're somewhere in the neighborhood of probably 47 now. I know your middle name. I don't have your address, and it's probably better that I don't because I'm still angry. I'm very angry. And you stole from me. You betrayed my trust. Uh, and I had to find out the truth from my daughter's lips when you were gone and not bothering her anymore. She finally told me, he's been after me since I was 15, Mom, because you told me that you'd only fallen for her 2 years ago, and that was a lie. You came on too strong. You were pushing yourself on her. She didn't like it. You were giving her unwanted attention. And then you drove all the way down to bring her yogurt that time at Carrick Place because she wasn't feeling good. And you specifically asked her, which was also unfair of you, and deceptive. And this is where I was like, oh my God, he did not do that. This guy was supposed to be my friend, and I trusted that he was for 4 years. And how much magic did I do for you and not charge? How many times did I do stuff for you on the fly and not ask for anything in return? Just be my friend. Don't lie to me. Don't steal from me. Don't take advantage of me. Don't take advantage of my friendship. Don't make me feel like, oh, so now you're making me feel like the only reason why you got on my good side and stayed there is because you thought you had a shot at my daughter. Well, I'm telling you right now, you do not. You never will. Because she, my friend, is not into guys, okay? Let me put it that way. So you are nothing to her but somebody that was supposed to be my friend, and then you turn around and you did all this. She told me about the poetry you wrote about her, and that you would tell her about it, and you would send her all these YouTube videos and links and tell her, go look at this and go check out this. And, you were just cramming yourself down my daughter's throat. And that's the kind of stuff that can get you thrown in jail. And you're damn lucky that I didn't know about it sooner than I did, or you would have been in jail. I am not bullshitting you. You went too far. You went too far. You don't do that to me and then expect me to just, oh, hi, how you doing? Yeah, everything's great. Everything's fine. You're forgiven. No, you have a lot to answer for. You'll be lucky if I even so much as answer you back other than this way. And this is a live stream, so who knows who else might see it. Do you really want people knowing that about you out there, AW? Because I don't think you do, because then you're going to have more enemies than friends. And the one person that truly tried to be your friend, and you betrayed me. You freaking betrayed me, and you lied to me, and you kept things from me that I had a right to know. You terrified my daughter to death of you. You gave her the lingering hug, and she didn't like that. And you're lucky you didn't get maced in the face because you made her uncomfortable. You overstepped your bounds because you never gave her a chance to put any in place. You just automatically assumed it was okay and that she allowed you to do it because she wanted you to. No, she did not want you to. She wanted you preferably to just leave her alone. And then you had to go and say stuff like, how about you go with me on my route some night when I'm working my job? And it's like you were just, I mean, did you feel entitled to her? Because I can tell you right now, you were not, especially since you've been after her since she was 15. And, so you are never to call her again. You are never to text her again. You are never to try and establish any contact or anything about her. And you're not allowed to talk about her. And like I said, you'll be lucky if you get more from me than just a live stream that anybody in the world can see. So you better think about that. I trusted you. You betrayed it. And I will not let that go. I know I have to forgive you at some point, but I'm not there yet. So you give that a wrap around in your brain. You watch this video as many times as you want. You don't have to like it, and you sure as hell don't have to sub, because I'm not sure I would want you here. I am being straight up, hard to the core, hard ass all the way, because you kind of left me no choice. Because think about what you did and how wrong it was. And not only did you lose probably the best and only friendship you'll ever truly have, but you lost my daughter and her trust and feeling comfortable around you because you were too busy cramming yourself down her throat. Okay. That's too far. So she's out of the question. She's out of the picture. You're not allowed to say anything. You're not even so much as allowed to say her name. That may be going too far, but to me at this point, it's really not, because I think it's taken a hell of a lot of strength for me to not just go off on you right now and start screaming at the top of my lungs for all the world to hear until I'm hoarse in the throat and I can't talk for a few days, because I have that much anger and that much hurt, and it goes that deep because of what you did. So if you do see this live stream, like I said, it gives you a lot to think about. You have a lot to answer for. And I'm telling you for the last time and only time more, Alicia's off the board. Okay? She just is. She is happy with a girl right now. She's got friends. She's living her life. And that's good enough for me. I try to talk to her once in a while. I try to text her once in a while. Just say, hey, sweetie, how you doing? I love you. We helped her recently clean out the barn. Herman's dead, by the way. Not that you would care, but because you really didn't know him, you didn't meet him. And yes, this is Kalika. I still have her. She's being a little brat, though. She's climbing around on mommy's lap, and you know I'm trying to do something. So yeah, I decided I'm going to do the happy part of this first, and then I'm going to do bitch in your face, because I think I'm entitled, because what you did was wrong. You stole my faith in you, because I really truly believed that you were my friend, and then you had to go and do that. And I'm trying to go on from here. I'm trying to let this go. I've been doing a lot of magic about it. I've been praying about it. But I'm not making any promises, and I'm not making any guarantees. Because when you do me you do me a wrong like this, and to this degree, and not only was one person hurt, but several, and the one person that was trying to trust you, that because you were my friend, you were approachable and you were safe to be around. Look what you did with it. So, she's living far, far away now. I will not tell you where. I will not ever divulge that to you, because it's not your business to know. And just as an FYI for the future, this is what happens when you make me let the bitch out of the cage, because it takes a certain degree of anger, even for me, to go this far and be willing to let anybody and their mother see it, and then spread it around that, yeah, you might want to watch your kids around this guy, especially if they're young girls, as young as the age of 15. And you're in your 40s now. You're like close to 50. I know you are. I think you're like 3 or 4 years away from 50. And the cat's out of the bag. If you want this girl back, I'm not going to promise you nothing, because I really don't think you deserve it. Because what are you going to do the next time? Are you going to try to sneak around and bother her again? I mean, I'm never going to trust you again. So you keep that in mind. But back to the happy. The Yuli was a lot of fun. Maria, my sister Maria, it was her first time there. And she's been my friend for like about 3 years now. Or, I mean, I don't even know. I've lost count, really. I just remember that whatever summer or whatever year it was that Jen and Faith finally moved out of the building. You might remember them, you might not, but I'm still speaking to AW, but I'm trying to be more like the good me that you basically cast aside. Um, you know what they say about Capricorns: if you piss one off, you better run. And guess what? What makes it worse is you're a Capricorn Sagittarius cusp. And now I'm questioning if the Capricorn is what really made the friendship last as long as it did, or what I thought was a friendship. Um, I'm going to be moving soon. We're going to be moving actually. I say I'm because it's a big deal for all of us, and it means the world to me because it's something I've never had. But we're actually going to get a house. It's taken some time, and there's a certain process that we're having to put up with and go through, and it's prolonging things like crazy. But just kind of have no choice. So hopefully the next time I do a live stream, it'll be downstairs in Norma's apartment, and I'll be doing a Maybon ceremony so everybody can see how I do it. Because sometimes in a world full of pandemics and COVID variants flying around and killing even more people as we speak, sadly and heartbreakingly, um, everybody's gotta, you gotta find a purpose. You gotta find a reason to keep on keeping on. Get through another day. Um, Pray for others, even if it's people you don't know and you probably may never meet. Pray for those that were taken by some horrible accident or COVID or whatever. I mean, look at how much it's literally really messed up the world, and it's made incomes just like almost scarce to the point of, you know, stupidity. But yeah, we're going to be getting a house, and at this point, at least, like I said, I'm not making any promises or guarantees. If you want to sub for this channel and you want to support me and you want to like my videos, and I mean go all the way back to the very first one I did and watch it from there up to this one, no matter how long it takes you, then I'll at least maybe think about, do I want to give you another chance? Do I want to try texting? Or am I the most comfortable with just doing a live stream right now? Because I doubt very seriously you'll be able to do one back to me, because you probably don't know how. And I'm warning you now, if you do, and you leave me a nasty one, I will not watch it through. The minute it changes and you start giving me the third degree, that's when I'm just going to shut it off and report you, because I'm voicing my feelings and I'm letting you know where I'm at now. And I, I'm not going to go through that again. I've had it done to me too many times by too many people, and some of them sadly I knew for an even shorter period of time, but some of them longer. It's just some of them I don't even, have touch with anymore. I've lost contact. I have no idea if they're even still living, where they are. Did they get married? Did they fall in love? Did they have kids? Are they happy? I mean, you really hurt me. And what's worse, you hurt my daughter. And you can't take that back. And no amount of good you do is going to fix that. Or, she may never forgive you. And I can't promise you that I will, because I'm still really mad. I'm really angry. I mean, I didn't even get a chance to come up there, and you just don't even realize what you robbed me of. The times I was looking forward to making a road trip up to Canton sometime just to see you and surprise you, and not to necessarily stay for the day or anything. I mean, if you could only give me 5 minutes of your time, so be it. At least I can say, at least I'm here. I showed up. I found you. Tag, you're it. Or some other light humor thing I would come up with. The old me, the me that thought you were my friend. So I will spend Maybon trying to totally forgive you and let this go, but that doesn't mean that I'm suddenly going to be okay with talking to you again, because I don't know that I can, because there's no trust there anymore. There's no faith. On the good side, we're all doing fine. Other than the regular stress stuff that, sometimes makes it difficult for both me and Chris to get any kind of decent sleep. And yes, I'm still with Chris. We're not really, I want to think that we're better, but there's still a lot of stressful things going on. So it's the times when it makes communication the hardest, because you're always afraid you're going to say the wrong thing or push the wrong button or activate the wrong trigger and then get the third degree about it for the next several days. I don't know if Mom's going to do Halloween this year, passing out candy or not. So I know I need to get over there and see if she wants to do it. And we almost never get to see our daughter, and I won't even say her name because you don't deserve to hear it anymore. They helped her clean out the barn. Herman's dead. He's been gone, I don't know, a month or so by now. I've lost track. And me and Chris have been going over and busting our asses, helping her and Adam, get this barn cleared out of everything they want to keep and stuff they want to sell and give away, because the barn's about to be rented out to somebody else, probably some rich MFer, farmer, or high investment guy. Like, we had one guy drove all the way from Chicago to get this generator that Adam let go for, I don't remember how much it was, but I think Chris said that he got something like $2,100 or something like that, which saved the guy a lot of money, $3,000 plus. Buying one like that brand new, because he's like, my God, it looks brand new, like it's never been used. And he asked Adam some of the backstory on it. He's like, I'm just curious, why was it never used? And Adam told him the story, and he's like, wow. And that just made it even more valuable to him right there. He was a nice guy. He's starting a business, and he said he would mostly be using it to put houses together and stuff, or generators for housing projects where maybe they're going to build houses for the homeless, or who knows. But it was nice, and Adam did give us some money. I don't know how much, because Chris, never told me, but he gave me 40 of it. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I ended up using some of that towards the Lee. Part of it I put in gas, 30 of it I had to put in gas. And then how much we spent there. But I think I did pretty damn good, considering I still got a little over $50 left. So, yay for me, Team JP.
I need two AA batteries.
Two AA batteries. Let me get up here. Back here. Where? Oh, here they are. No. If you want to keep them in there, babe, go ahead. If you want to put them on the desk where we usually do, or the table, go ahead. Because, I mostly had these in here for the Game Boys and stuff, and I wasn't doing that really. I haven't done that in a while, but if it's okay, I'll keep them here, but I'll try to keep them more handy. So, I can, even if I'm not sitting here and you need to grab them, you can. So if there's somewhere in here I can put them that would be better, I will. Just let me know. Well, this is just me squirting the bug juice. It's just peppermint oil and something else. I forget. Peppermint and, well, for a while it was rubbing alcohol, because it was, Chris was able to find a bottle of 70 proof rubbing alcohol. So that's a difficult one to find, because it's a really high content of it. So we both tried to make the bottle stretch. I tried to use small amounts when I would use some, But it was so for a while, it was a mix of rubbing alcohol and just peppermint oil, peppermint essential oil. Um, I got kind of a bummer thing though that happened. I'm still upset about that. This is unrelated to anything else. I'm moving on now. I've had my say. In conclusion, though, AW boundaries will be set. I haven't decided what those are yet, but boundaries will be set. And again, I'm not promising anything. I'm just not, because this, life is too short to have somebody do this to you that you believed for 4 years was your friend. So, hope you're well. Love and blessings to you. Pass the word, get some other people. No trolls, please. Meaning, I don't want people coming to my channel that starts cutting me down and talking badly to me and calling me a fat bitch and who knows what else might come out of their mouth. Cruelty wise, heartlessness. Now let's go fuck with this chick and tell her she's fat and disgusting. And you know what I said, all you little fuckers, fuck you, because I'm not the bad guy, you guys are, and your ignorance is showing, and it's not very pleasant. You're not impressing nobody. You're not Mr. Macho Man, so don't even go there. And for you girls, same thing. Don't bring your bitchy, hatey shit coming here, because I'll have your ass blocked. And I'll make sure YouTube knows to never let you on again on anybody's site, because you don't do that. Just because I'm not a damn Barbie doll figure sitting here doesn't mean I'm unworthy of love and respect. I call myself fat names all the time, and it's not a fun thing for me. So if you can't say anything supportive and positive, then get off my channel, because I will report you. I don't play. I will not tolerate haters, because you don't want the bitch coming out of this box. And if you watch this video earlier, you'll see that I can come out. I can let her out when you push me too far, so I'm not tolerating it. So if you're going to send people my way, make sure it's nice people that you truly think can benefit from some of my vlogs, because maybe it'll help them in some part of their life where they feel like, oh, I haven't tried that yet. Let me get back to you. I would even love to do readings on here for people, but I doubt anybody's ever going to respond. Because I've been thinking about, I'd love to do the phone psychic thing again, but not if they're going to expect me to be up from midnight to 8 o'clock in the morning, or midnight to 10 in the morning, or something like that, and then I have to sleep the day away because I'm too tired to do anything else. No, I don't want to go through that, and I hate that like crap right now, because I really did like that job. It's just the hours were just too much. And I was trying to raise a family, and Adam was really no help. All he did was work all the time, and nothing's changed. He's still that same way. What did Herman die of? I honestly don't remember, but I just remember getting the phone call from Alicia saying Herman's gone, or she told Chris and Chris told me, and I sent a message back to her and said, I'm so sorry, honey. I'm sorry for Herman. And she's like, thanks, Mom. And I said, if you need us to come and help you clean out the church building that he used to live in, and just let us know what day, what time, we'll be there. We'll help any way we can. And she does know that I have limits. She does know that my chronic lower back pain and stuff like that, and my fibromyalgia and the arthritis all through my body, and the stiffness from not getting up and being active enough. You think I like looking like this? Huh? No, I don't. Heaviness runs in my family, and especially having such strong German-Irish ties and German-Irish Dutch, which are the three main ones that stick out in my mind that are the most prominent in our bloodline. But I don't know much about any of them. I know bits and pieces of the Irish. I love some of the Irish music. I love Celtic music. Just And I don't know if it ever did turn on the music or not. Did it? I forget. Like, what does this do? I forget. Okay, it's not letting me do anything. Anyway, I thought it was going to play some music, but here, hang on a minute. Maybe there's a way. I mean, I can at least try it. Hang on, I'm going to decrease the screen for a minute or so here. Or no, wait, is this what I'm wanting to do? Okay, I'll be right back. I hope this don't affect the live stream and you can at least still hear me. I'll try to be quick though. Okay, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? Oh, I know. Would it be in this? Nope, that's bookmarks. What?
Remember, music, get a copyright infringement hit.
But on my big laptop, I've been listening to the SoundCloud, and the music I got there was free tracks.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't look like this is going to let me do it anyway. So, but yeah, I'm just, like I said, sometimes I just try to, to kind of, what is that behind me? Do you guys see that? Am I the only one seeing that? It's like this blurry area back here, like there's something blurring it's probably just the lighting. It could be some of the color too coming off the shade, because it does kind of have like a little bit of a pink hue. Just something I noticed, an observation. What I was going to try to do is I was going to try to, put some music on here, but Chris, said no, copyright infringement stuff. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not. If I was on my big laptop, I would be able to, and in which case I would probably put my headphones on. So the only way you would be able to hear this is to wear headphones. We're at the same place. I'll tell you that much, AW. But I don't know where to go from here. And if you would like to come like to the Maybon ceremony or something at the park, you could. But again, that doesn't mean, I'll be social to you while you're there, but it doesn't mean that suddenly that means we're friends again, because like I said, no promises. This is going to be Maria's first outdoor serious ritual with me, and I'm the high priestess starting my own coven. So, but it's going to be a small one. I'll be lucky if there's a handful of us, because I don't ever want anybody to feel like they're being pressured into it, or, I'm expecting them to join or anything. No. If I can get this up to 1,000 followers, I could start getting monetary donations, which I could definitely use right now, but I wouldn't be using it to get fancy ghost hunting equipment and stuff like that, and suddenly go out and start tooling around in my car and trying to find haunted places and sneak into them and take pictures, because if I try to go get permission to do one, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg that I don't have to give. Like, I can't shell out several $100s that ain't there to do a paranormal investigation. So this is just the best I can do now. It'll either help people, it'll be boring to people, in which case that's fine. Thank you for giving it a try. Just don't watch it anymore. You don't owe me nothing. But I don't want no haters. If you're going to hang out here and you're going to be a part of my little world in the YouTube stuff, then but don't bring haters. I don't want trolls. I don't want negative stuff, negative anything. I try to keep it lighthearted, but if you do something to piss me off, I'm going to damn well let you know about it. I owe myself that, because I have trusted so many people in my past, trusted that they were truly my friends, only for them to betray me as well and stab me in the back. And a couple of them almost got me killed. I won't give any names out of respect, because the main person that was responsible for what I speak, which I won't talk about, is dead. And I know about it only because this person's one of their children. One of the few times that I actually got to talk to the son online, and I think we did a Skype a time or two. Last I knew, he's a priest now. He's happily married. He has kids, and he's doing fine. I really miss the guy, though. I'd love to see him again, see how he's grown as a man. And he was one of my favorite magic students when he was a kid. Him and his cousin, whose name I won't give either. But they used to live right down the street from me when I lived in the trailer court in Marysville, and they were my dudes. They were like the first two true students, and then when Michael's friends started coming along, that was probably the first anything even close, remotely close to a coven that I ever had. Just where there was no high priest. But I tried. I mean, yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, we did. We did do magic a couple times. Me and the group, and I called them my kids because they were Michael's friends, and they stayed by my side, and they were my family, and they were my lifeline. They would bring me food and water, and when all my utilities got shut off, they'd bring me candles so I could have light. They'd bring me pop that I would have to be drinking over a week, and by the time I had it down to towards the bottom, it's not like I had ice. It was flat and piss warm. It was not a fun time for me. And then one day, our daughter decided, because we was in the area, she wanted to take me by the old place and where our trailer once stood. And even though I know her intentions were good, it was extremely painful and very emotional for me and very sad, because the only thing that I first could focus on was all the bad that happened there and how many people betrayed me there and took things from me that I'll never have again, probably. Because one, if I try to get a cauldron even remotely the size of the one they took, it would be probably at least a couple $100, and I'd have to go to an antique mall to get it. We don't own a truck, so I don't want to be, carrying a heavy ass fucking cauldron made of pure iron and a stand with it all the way home. And besides, where the fuck would we put it? I would have to leave it outside. How would we be able to disguise it so nobody else would fuck with it or pick it up and put it in the damn junk pile? No, don't do that. It's an antique, and I own it. I'm just trying to find a place out here that I can safely put it so someone can't walk off with it or throw it in the trash. Because this thing cost me a penny, or two. So, but you can't say stuff like that out loud in a neighborhood like this, because then you're making yourself a target. You might as well put a neon sign on your back saying, "Rob me, I have something of monetary value." I will do like a little fun bit maybe here in a minute that I won't say anything about, and I'll just kind of sit down and you'll see what it is, and maybe it'll, give some people a chuckle or something. But I'm also, I'm lifting the spirits of others, lifting my own, and in a very playful, childlike way to honor the child within, which my latest tarot reading on myself from my newest deck told me to do. And I drew a card called Innocence, and it told me to revisit a time in my past where I was a child and I was innocent and forgive what happened there. So basically, I'm being asked to forgive my father, because still feeling angry towards him and hating him for what he did and how he basically pissed us away. Even though he did come through in the end, yeah, he gave us all $9,878 apiece. Well, whoopee dee. Look what I did with it. Look what I did with the majority of it. I blew it on stupid shit instead of being smart with it and putting some away, to where we could live a little better today, because then the money would be there to do it. Cost of living's gone up. Chris has been vaccinated for COVID and the variants, and I have not. So I have to be more careful and cautious when I go out places and make sure I'm wearing a mask. And I can do it. But sometimes when it's like really hot and humid out and you got to wear a mask over your nose and mouth, it's hard to breathe. I've got me some gaiters, which if you know what I mean by gaiters, I'll show you one here in a minute. You'll know it when you see it. This is a gaiter. They come in a 3-pack. It's basically a sleeve kind of thing, and you just pull it down. Here, let me get my glasses. Pull it down over your head, like so. And then if you can withstand having your hair constantly poking at your skin underneath, you can wear it this way. But me, I bring it all the way down, I pull my hair out, and I go from underneath, because you can still do it. You just have to do that, like kind of clip it over your ears a little bit, pull it down so you can see, and voila, I'm a bandit. Boom, boom, you're dead. But and so you can just wear it kind of like a scarf or something, which it looks kind of funny on me because I've got so much weight right now. But knowing me, I'll do something wild and crazy, and I'll fucking put some buttons on there or something. So when I'm wearing it as a necklace or a scarf, it'll look better. So hopefully on the good front too, we'll be hearing something soon about the house, because I'm really tired of waiting. And we're done with the city. We want out of here. We want to have a nice place in the country that we can call our own. And if we want to have a nice party some night, we don't have to worry about the neighbors bitching about it. And you're missing out, AW, because we have a fire pit. And some nights, me and Chris and Maria and Harold will sit outside and enjoy it. It's one of those little freestanding ones that you put on the sidewalk. You're missing out, man. But this is on you. And I know I'm like hitting you over the head and hitting you over the head and hitting you over the head some more, but I'm entitled, because look what you threw away. Look what you threw away. Somebody that really tried to be your friend. I'm going to go get that while I'm thinking about it, or I'll forget. So, beached whale scene coming up. This is going to be harder to do, because I can't really tie it under my hair. I'll have to put my hair up. That's the only way I can do it. Otherwise, I won't end up tying my hair, and I've already got paint on my hair. Why? It's wetter. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm a unicorn. See? I've got little rainbow ears, and this is the horn. They're tied together on a shoelace. I've had to put my hair up to tie it on, but I wish I could show it to you closer, but maybe in a future video I will. But I have fun with it. I had bought it at Ren Fair this year, so that is at least something that, me and Alicia and Chris did together, and Maria went with us to that too, because it was her first time going to that, so she loved it. She wants to go back every year, but I said, well, sweetie, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that because we don't know how much longer we're going to be here because we are trying to move. You know, we went out of the city. We're done with the BS. We're done with all the crap. We're done with hearing gunshots going off out our window. People using this place as a free parking lot that they have no right using it for because they don't have a legal right to park there. And they'll park there and go over next door here and get their drugs or whatever. And they just think they're entitled to just, walk up on our porch and help themselves. Well, not walk up on our porch, but park in our already small parking lot out back. I was attacked in the back of the building a few years ago. I'm pretty sure I told you about that, but I'm not going through it again. I'm not going to talk about it again because it was traumatizing going through it once enough. It was traumatizing enough going through it once. I don't want to go through it again. I'm fine. The concussion has caused some lingering ailments and damages that I'm trying various types of therapy to find a solution, something that works. And I got this patch on the back of my neck. That's what I was just pressing, make sure it was still on. That's from this Thera workshop. That's THERA. Look them up. It's a kind of a holistic way of healing, and they can heal you remotely, as crazy as that sounds. And all they need is a dry blood sample from you. And I would prick my finger. I'm gonna prick my finger and put it on a Q-tip because that's what they use. They use a Q-tip to swab the inside of my cheek so they can put it in the machine so it can tell them what areas to target. And they asked me, where am I hurting the most right now? And I said, my shoulders and my neck. And they said, okay. So they put a metal plate down my shirt. It was comfortable. It was cool and felt good. And then I sat on this mat and there was like a chin strap, and it actually did help with my back pain and neck pain a little bit. And they gave this little disc that's good for a month, that anywhere on your body that you have pain, you can put it and it'll take it away, like instantly. What?
I'm on bed.
Oh, okay.
Noise.
All right, I'll try to keep it down. That's why I don't like doing live streams this late at night, but it's kind of hard to really do one downstairs at Maria's because she's so loud all the time. And I know I get loud, so I try not to. I try to catch myself when I do and tone it down a little bit. So if it sounds like the volume suddenly dropped on this, it's just me trying to talk lower because he's going to bed. That was Chris. Got laundry done yesterday, finally. Our landlord was at least nice and decent enough to fix the washer downstairs, so the 8 tenants in this particular building can go back to using it again. So Maria helped us get a roll of quarters when we need it. She's like, when you guys need it, just let us know. Let me know or Harold know. We'll get them for you. And Joe is the best person to catch because he does tend to carry them with him because he knows that we need them because we have to pay to wash and dry now. And that's basically $8 because I had $1.25 left. So like $8.25 or thereabouts. It takes to do 3 loads of clothes. And my mom, she's fine, by the way. She's still among the living, but Naomi's being a bitch again as usual, and she's basically kicking Mom out on the street, and Jim and Carl. And Mom's 90 now. My mom's 90 years old this past August 6th, and her health's not getting any better. She's still having problem leg issues. I don't think she's able to sleep on her bed a whole lot because she's having bed bug issues because she took the plastic off. And when she did that, it was a mistake because now, her bed could very, very well be infested with them. Nobody wants to sit on the furniture because they're just everywhere. They're just as bad there as they are here. Um, to be fair and to be honest and to be more like the me that you used to know, I miss you, man. I do. And I hope that we can overcome this and, just be able to um, forgive ourselves and each other and just move on. But I just don't know that I would ever be able to trust you again, or that I would, if I, that I even want to give you a second chance, because now I'm going to be thinking, oh, so now you're trying to get on my good side because you think you have another shot at my daughter. While I'm telling you already, I've already said in the beginning of the video, she's with a girl. She has a partner. She's chosen women over men, and I'm glad, because too many men have done her wrong and hurt her and used her, and you know to be real, but still very much on the bitchy side. Um, Alicia, I feel like you used me. I feel like that. Why was I not good enough, but my daughter was? And I only say that because that was during a time, the very first time I met you all those years ago at the very first Marcon that me and Chris worked together. Um, there were times that we were having some bad stuff going on, and yeah, I wanted to stray, and you were it. You were the person that I wanted a shot with just to see if we could make it. But I was okay with just having a friendship, because it's like I'm with somebody right now, and yeah, I might be angry at him and I might be tempted to cheat, but I'm not going to do that. It's bad enough to do it once, and it's like you go on the rest of your life hating yourself because you did it. And it's like, but I can't handle this. The communication barrier thing has got to come down, and I am trying my very best on my side of things to achieve that level of understanding so that we can maybe finally move past it, Chris and I, because the reason why we have broken up so much as we have, even though he claims it was only twice, but it seems like far more times to me, fights we would get into where I would ask him to leave, and questioning if maybe things should have been done differently, and how different would they be if they would have been done smarter, which to me would have been letting him stay in the shelter longer, taking our time at least a little bit to get to know each other to see if we were even a good fit before we ever, got together as a couple. And I know that it was the true love come to me spell that I did that brought him, but the relationship always being tested to the breaking point, I just can't take it anymore. And I'm just trying to keep my head above water and trying to find a way to communicate that maybe won't cause as much conflict, and we'll be able to talk about it like two people that are supposed to love each other do. Um, but I'm happy that my daughter's happy and that she's found herself a nice girl that, they're trying to go slow because they've been hurt too much, and they don't want to be hurt again. They don't want to be hurt anymore. Um, I had a whole Gouzion experience, which I really could have used your help and backup, because you may have been able to talk me out of it or help me to listen to reason. But I had to learn that lesson on my own, and it was harsh. Several years ago, it's hard to say that it's been years, but it's been a while ago. There was a YouTube interview that I saw with this girl that said, I talk to demons every day, like it was a good thing. And it was a YouTuber that I followed. It was actually two different ones that had grouped together for this live stream at this girl's house. She had a nice place. She had a nice job. She had a nice car. She had a kick-ass lover that was good in bed and, just made her feel like, she was the queen of his world and no one else mattered. And she said she's even gotten her dad in on it. Guzion is the 11th Duke of Hell. And I am not joking when I say that. Look it up. He does exist. I had his symbol up. I was worshiping him. I was calling to him, trying to get to know him because I trusted what this girl said. So I allowed myself to be manipulated when I should have known better. But I caught it in time, thank God. But it was pretty fucking scary what did happen, because one of the YouTubers at one point in a different video or live stream that he did, he said he keeps having this nightmare about this demon that picks him up in a pickup truck, takes him into a world that looks like the dark side of Dr. Seuss, like everything's black, everything's devoid of life, and it's basically HE double toothpicks. It's a place you don't want to be. And this demon would have a conversation with him and, talk to him perfect English and everything, would drive him up to a warehouse, what looked like a warehouse on the outside. And then when you walked in, it was like you were walking into the lobby of the most beautiful 5-star hotel in the world, and that they were literally rolling out the red carpet to you and gold lined carpet. And you're just basically, you feel like royalty. You're treated like royalty. I gave him offerings of peanut butter and banana because he loved that. And I almost dragged Innocence with me. But what made me stop, oddly enough, but it makes perfect sense to me. Some people might go, that's odd. I thought it was. It was pretty damn trippy. One day, me and Maria were sitting down in the basement because for a short time, we had what I call Janet's basement gatherings, where a group of us in the building, there was only about 5 of us or so. And this was when COVID first hit. And I knew that a lot of places were being locked down and, things like that. And I understood. So we all took a chance. We had been living in the building together for a long time. And we had absolute trust and faith that we would not one of us would infect the other with the COVID. Because we were sitting close together. We weren't wearing masks. Okay, yeah, maybe we should have. But our faith is strong. And it kept us protected. So one day, me and Maria was sitting down there because the rest of them were like busy doing other things, so they couldn't come right away. And I was auto writing with Guzion, even gave him a nickname. And then when I read about demonology, bits and pieces from other YouTubers and psychics, they like it when you give them pet names because then they know that they found a way in. And if you're wondering why my eyes look so funny right now, like I'm possessed, they're not really. It's just because I'm so far away and it's the way the light's hitting them. But it looks kind of cool and spooky, doesn't it? Maybe it'll look like unicorn eyes. But so I was doing auto writing with Guzion one day. And all of a sudden he said, "Be my wife." I dropped the pen. I put the notepad down. And it took my brain a minute to wrap around that. Like, okay, either I'm imagining things or Guzion just asked me to be his wife. And I'm like, okay. Time out. Nope. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. So I snapped out of it. I burnt all of his sigils. I stopped doing his chants. I would call him G. Hey, G, what's up? How's your day been? Every time I'd go down in the basement, he was down there waiting for me, or one of his lackeys or whatever that made the appearance that it was Guzion, that Guzion thinks that you're so special and worthy of having that he came himself. Give me a break. Their ego wouldn't allow such a thing. So I hope my eyes are freaking you out, because maybe it is. I don't know, maybe they're cat eyes or something. Who knows? What's the matter now?
I don't know what he
Okay. Um, been on here a little over an hour. Chris just came out and very kindly asked me to tone it down because I'm getting too loud again. And it's after midnight. It's 12:15. So, um, but when I was sitting down in the basement one day too, I remember seeing the lobby of the very lobby that this YouTuber himself described in detail. Was just, I saw it in my third eye, like the basement had literally turned into it. And I was like, whoa. Uh, I remember one of the cool things, to be fair, that I did witness because I was the only one down there at the time was I lit Guzion's candle that I had dedicated to him, to it, and I asked it to give me a sign that it was here. Well, it just so happens that his direction is the north, which puts me on alert because that's also my direction of power. So I don't like that association right there. Um, I had this pendant that I sent for that was so convincing by look and appearance that it was real gold that it was really hard for me not to take it out of that plastic bag and put it around my neck. I flushed it down Maria's toilet. I never even so much as took it out of the little baggie, and it took a long time for it to get there. And she had one too. And I was like, no, this is wrong. This is wrong. This stops now. This stops now. And there was also a time when I was down there that um, I felt like they were draining my energy. He was draining my energy, and I won't say what kind, but it was not a good thing because of the particular energy he was draining me of, and why? Because, well, it's gratification. They know that they can get to us humans through gratification, and yes, I'm talking sex. Um, when it happened and the feeling came over me, I was like, okay, that's it. This stops now. And I think that is truly what really snapped me out of it because not only was Guzion in my fucking basement, but Lucifer too. Lucifer and maybe even fucking Satan because I welcomed all of them like a fucking idiot, okay? I was in a very dark place at the time, but I was also in a very bold, courageous, let's see what happens. I'm just curious. And I trusted a girl I should not have trusted that I didn't know. I mean, it could have gone horribly wrong so many ways. I can't even begin to explain. But point being, I snapped out of it when I did, and I'm glad that I did because I was about to take a bunch of innocent people with me that were like family to me. And demons love it when they get the good souls because then it strokes their ego and puts them a little bit closer to the winning side now, doesn't it? And see this very type of thing as far as the live stream goes. Let's go off track here for a minute because I really don't want to talk about Guzion anymore. That was a close one. I don't ever want to go get that close to that, something like that again. So I learned my lesson. Everybody came out of it okay because I was able to catch it in time. And I'm thankful that I was because it was like the crack days all over again. And I was like, no, I'm not going to live this nightmare because this time I won't come out of it. I remember at one point I told Guzion, I gave him permission to channel through me, and I didn't care if I survived it because I was in a really bad place that day. Me and Chris were fighting, and I was just at my wit's end. So I went down there, and I had a single brick that I would put up against the door when I was on the inside of it, but I would take the lock out of the lock thing because if somebody came down and saw it unlocked, they might not hear me or happen to notice I was down there and they'd end up locking me in. And if I didn't have my phone, how would I be able to call for help? Granted, the room that was our basement room or meeting room where we had the gatherings until they were taken away from us. Another story for another time. Sorry, I'm getting loud again. when my emotions are high, uh, I do get loud, and I don't mean to, but at least I'm trying to learn to catch myself and trust that the microphone is fine. I don't have to yell like I'm trying to scream at somebody across the stadium with no mic. Um, I you know Guzyan made the flame on this candle get like every bit that high, and I was just like, oh wow, that's definitely impressive because I'd never seen that before. And so I thought, yeah, maybe demons aren't so bad. But at the same time, I feel like I had to fulfill my curiosity of what it would be like to actually associate with a known demon. And the 11th Duke of Hell is pretty serious because guess what? There's 12. How many apostles did Jesus have? Hmm. Hmm. And that Lucifer works for Satan. And it's a bunch of crazy stuff. But so there's been some good that's gone on. There's been some bad. I have a crap ton of Creepy Hollows vessels. I have evolved tremendously in magic and the levels of, and I'm just, when things settle down and we get moved into the house and everybody has their daily schedules, then I will be spending my live streams in my office a lot, or what I will designate as my office, which will probably be the same as my temple room. So that'll be a treat, hopefully, for some of you and show you that, yeah, she's for real. She really is a witch. Yeah, I've only been doing it 32 years, so yeah, I guess I am. So I am a unicorn. It's official now. In a future live stream, I'll, try to give you a better close up of it so you can see it. And I mean, I can do that now by picking up the laptop and putting it on my lap, but I really don't want to do that because you see, I'm trying to hide my fat with a pillow because I'm so disgusted with myself and how heavy I've gotten. And there's been some changes, you know. I changed the living room around from because I don't even remember what it looked like the last time you were here before things went really wrong. Sorry I had to clear my throat so loud, but it was, I needed to do a really strong one because I've already overworked my vocal cords quite enough today because I was doing some magic down at Maria's earlier. Um, and I'm wiped. It's like going on 12:30. So this is a test. We'll see if you pass it, AW, and if you do, I'll decide what comes next when it comes next and when the time is right. Because um, I have a lot on my plate right now, a lot that I'm dealing with, and there were plenty of times when I could have used my friend, my Batman, but he let me down because he went after my 15-year-old daughter and made me so angry and hurt by him that I'll never trust him again. And that person is you. I am a unicorn. There's no other like me, and my card for the day from my new deck was optimism. So I'm actually going to read that again for my own sake, and then I'm going to do my second daily enlightenment thing from one of my other magic books. This deck is called Celebration of Love. There's nothing but positive cards in this deck. It's not meant to be anything negative or hurtful or anything. Just um, inspirational guidance. The artist that did this deck was a really nice lady, and me and Maria both bought a deck from her because it's the same deck. I'm gonna do something for you, so you better appreciate it. And like I said, you're damn lucky that I'm even talking to you like this. because I vowed that I was never going to speak to you again after what you did. And I even told my daughter and encouraged her to block you on her phone. So, and take you off of any friend list she had you on, Facebook or one of those. And I think if I remember right, you didn't like Facebook. You refused to get on it. From this deck, what is the single card message for AW? Empowerment. Peaceful dreamer. Oh, wait a minute. How did that happen? Oh, okay, I see why. Just got this deck Saturday, and maybe I'll share with you here in a minute the 3 cards that came up, and I've got to do my card for today. Oh my god, I turned right to it, you lucky punk. Empowerment. I'll try to show you a clearer picture of it here in a minute. This image celebrates pushing through the limitations on boundaries. No pushing boundaries this time, because if you do, there ain't going to be a third. I'm just saying now. We set for ourselves. It calls us to excel to new heights and go forward using new creative means we never thought possible for ourselves. Look at something about yourself that you feel is insignificant and meditate on the possibility of making this one of your strengths. Don't be afraid to stretch beyond your comfort zone. At times during the day, stop and visualize yourself expressing this area of your life from a place of divinity or divinely guided strength. Special message. You are being challenged by a feeling of unworthiness about something, me, and my friendship. You are being inspired to let go of that illusion and to celebrate your divinity and how the Creator wants only the best for you. So, to me, that says forgive, but make no promises. You are feeling unworthy, and you are. You're unworthy of me because of what you did, unworthy of my friendship, unworthy of my trust. Doesn't leave much left, does it? Um, Whoa. Oh, crap. Something made that stick to the thing. So I was like, man, please don't tell me I'm about to pick this bottle up and this is Capricorn oil. That you don't get to smell how good it smells on me as a friend would. Um, this is Capricorn oil from from Renfest. I also got me a mug. It's purple. It's got a phoenix on it. And it's got oh, that's right. I put water in it. And you obviously have now realized where you went wrong, where it was your fault, and you have to decide how you think is the best way to earn that forgiveness. Alicia's off limits. I don't want to fight. And it is most definitely hurting my heart and my soul terribly that I don't have my friend anymore. That I don't have my friend that I spent 4 days at Gen Con with and had the time of my life until I got screwed out of my money. Are you going to give me that money back? No, because it wouldn't be your responsibility to, now would it? But it's hard for me to trust. You know how guarded a Capricorn can be when they don't know somebody and a stranger comes up to you and, strikes up a conversation. You're going to be guarded. I don't just, I'm too trusting at times. And to my non benefit, we have 4 cats now, 2 boys, 2 girls. They're all fixed. Still have Kalika, still have Carmela. Moochie is gone. Moochie, you don't know about, I don't think. Sunny's gone. Midnight's gone. They've been gone. Well, Moochie, it'll be, if I'm not mistaken, a year this Halloween that she's been gone. She's buried in Mom's backyard. Mom's at the same place over on Santa Maria that you never got to go to. We still have, like, me and Carl will sit out back and, I'll sit out there and visit with him, but I try to visit with Mom first because if I don't, she gets pissy about it. Expects me to just sit in there with her the entire time. Like, I'm not allowed to see my brother. Too bad. I'm my own person. Just be thankful that I'm here because she's been screaming at me enough to come over and I just can't because I don't have the energy. I don't have the patience. I can't keep putting a smile on my face and pretend nothing's wrong when there is. Herman's gone. My daughter's dealing with that. I'm trying to figure out how to get close to her, and everything that I try, nothing works. So I just don't know what to try anymore. I'm afraid to try and write her because would she even read it? Or would she make fun of it and say that she couldn't read my handwriting, which would make me insecure even more and afraid to try it again unless I can type it out electronically on a computer in an office program, which I do have one on here. I'm 52 now. Alicia's 24. I may say her name from time to time, but you haven't earned the right to hear it yet, and I don't know that you will. I don't have any faith that you're not going to just let me down again. And how are you going to hurt me the next time? Who are you going to go after next? That's going to hurt me as well. And I did a lot for you. I did more for you than I've done a lot of guys, other guys that are just my friends. And the one time that I was courageous enough and brave and bold to tell you that I was struggling with romantic feelings for you because I was with Chris and I knew that it was wrong, that I shouldn't be finding myself attracted to somebody else, especially somebody that don't even want me. Oh, but my daughter, he does. My daughter is the only one that's good enough. And even if I was available, it wouldn't have mattered. So, this is the real me. This is the evolved me. And I'm not going to be as nice anymore. I'm going to be in your face. I'm being real. And some of it you're not going to like. But you owe me big time. I owe you nothing. Nothing. Naomi has done me wrong countless times. My 90-year-old mother is about to be thrown out on the street, and Naomi don't give a damn that she has nowhere to go and no money to find a place. Naomi don't care. She's just out blowing the fucking insurance money because we're pretty sure she got it. And it was probably somewhere in the 20,000 or I don't even know range. Oh, a guy drove through the living room um, last March 18th, um, which was like literally the day after Carl's birthday, I think. But anyway, it was pretty bad. Um, Nobody was hurt. The cat hid for a while. She has only her cat Stubby now that was born with a hind foot that's missing. So she gets around on three legs, and we call her Stubby. Um, all the other cats are gone. Our two newest, one is named Buetta. We call Boo Boo Kitty. He's an American curl. He's primarily white with a solid black bushy, soft, fuzzy tail, and he's got black spots in him throughout. And he's got a little black heart right on the tip of his chin that's just completely natural. And he's just adorable. He's our baby. He belonged to somebody in the building until they moved, and they couldn't take him with them. So we ended up with him. We got lucky. And then the other one is Mirabellum, and he's a Maine Coon. So he was a rescue. There was a neighbor that told us that, these cats belonged to this lady and she died. And, the cats were just basically thrown out on the street, and one of them just died under a tree out back in the yard. And it's the buildings that are next to us on this side. Um, I miss the werewolf game. I can't even find my playing cards, that I literally turned my playing cards into a wolf deck, but nobody to play it with. And then suddenly it became a sorrow instead of a joy, because the first initial memory that I had of it and you was a happy one. And then you dropped a bomb on me, as they say, and I tried to be okay with it, but then I realized too late that my responsibility and where I was in the wrong is I should have talked to my daughter first and asked how she felt about you, which would have helped my decision. And I do remember you saying that if you're uncomfortable with that and you don't want me to do that, then I will stop pursuit of her immediately rather than lose your friendship. And what finally was what did me in and was the final knife that you plunged into my chest because of what you did and how you did it. You texted me, "So, if we made out a couple of times, would that bother you?" And I thought, well, you must be talking about, you're basically asking me if it's okay with if you and my daughter make out. And no, it's not. It wouldn't have been, because it would not have been her consent. So you can understand why it is so hard for me to forgive this, because of the levels of low that you sank because you felt entitled to my daughter where you were not. I should have said, no, I'm not okay with it, and maybe the friendship wouldn't have ended. But now I just don't know anymore. And we could be moving at any time, and there's going to be a lot that's going to have to happen because we're moving in one trip, and Maria's moving with us. Trying to get like a 3-4 bedroom. Chris has got us on this rural development program, RURAL, rural, where you can get a grant, or not a grant, but you can get money to actually buy a house if you're approved and qualify for the program. And the last bit of paperwork from the effing government, which is worthless, that we've been waiting on, still has not arrived. Chris has spent countless hours looking for houses for us, um, putting the ones that he liked the most on his favorite list. And then some of them he actually shared with me and showed to me. And he found some really beautiful ones. And it takes a lot. He took a lot of his time to do that. And now it's like they're dangling the glittering prize in front of us, but we're afraid they're going to yank it away and we're not going to get approved. And then we're stuck with, okay, what's plan B? Because I don't know about you guys, but I didn't make one. Um, I miss the conversations you and I used to have on the phone where we would talk for hours sometimes, and one of us about to fall asleep, and one of us finally say, "Hey, I'm beat. I can't keep my eyes open anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later." So this is your Batgirl, but the sign is question mark. Next move is yours. Tag you're it. Just trying to keep lighthearted. But inside of me, I still want to cry. And yeah, I did cry over it quite a bit, more internally than outwardly, but there was days when something would happen that made me think of you and how close I thought we once were, and how great it was to finally have a true, genuine friend that was never going to hurt me or do me wrong, that I could talk about like just pretty much everything and anything, almost everything and anything with. How many times did I help you through these different women that you were showing an interest in, but none of them wanted you? What in God Goddess's name made you think for 1 second that you were worthy of my daughter at the age of 15? That's statutory rape. Even though you never touched her in that way, when you did the lingering hug that you did, that can be considered sexual harassment nowadays. And you're very lucky that she didn't turn you in and file a report against you saying that you felt threatened, you felt like he was forcing himself on you, and you were. You were overstepping boundaries that you didn't even give her a chance to place. You didn't even give her a chance to say, "No, I'm sorry, Aaron, but I don't feel that way about you. Please back off, leave me alone. I'm only nice to you and try to tolerate you because my mother's sake, because you're my mom's friend. I'm not interested in you. I've never been interested in you and never will be. Just please leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to text you. I don't want you in my life. Don't send me no more poetry. Don't send me links to whatever because you saw this and thought of me." It stops now. And I definitely feel like I'm the better person here at this point because at least I had my say. Because I feel like if I would have tried to have this very conversation with you on the phone, it would have gotten ugly and you probably would have hung up on me if I wouldn't have hung up on you first. And if I did say your name, even though I promised not to, I'm not going to apologize for it because it's time for you to get some heat and some trolls coming at you. And now I have an even bigger arsenal of spirits behind me. Some are human, some are not, some are celebrities. Um, which are things that I would love to share with somebody that was truly my friend. But I won't divulge their names unless I feel that you earn it. I've already laid the boundaries pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, the ones that matter the most. Simply stated, my daughter is off limits. Period. She's happy in her life. Let her stay that way. Don't put her through what you already have and make me question if I should even give you a response if you do watch this live stream. So this is your test. Was it me that sent you the sign by sending you my name? No. It was one of my spirits, because they could tell how much this was tearing me up inside and how much I need to heal from this. And so do you, whatever that entails or whatever that turns out to be. And I know I've said it a million times, but you did this. You made unwise choices and decisions. You were being selfish and inappropriate in more ways than one. To my daughter that just wanted you to leave her alone. Um, Donald's gone. Donald Feinstein, yes, he's gone. Herman was pretty much the guy that raised her, Herman and Adam. And for a while there, they were a thing, as you know, but that was basically a friends with benefits that they both outgrew it over time. And I mean, it's really none of our business if they ever continued to pursue it or not. In the end, me and Herman became good friends, and I was this close to teaching him magic because he had finally realized that I wasn't such a bad guy or a bad girl after all. That if given half the chance, I could be a great friend. And even went so far as to give him and Alicia both my blessing and consent when Adam and Donald were threatening to send her to boarding school. Yes, boarding school. Herman, if he had to, would adopt her, and they wanted to know that I was okay with that, and I said absolutely. Um, but because she was raised by men, now I feel like maybe I would be more worthy of her time, effort, and energy and attention if I was a man. Because I was robbed of the right to raise my daughter. I can't get that back. I missed her graduation because of Naomi, and because I was too fucking stupid and asinine to not put my foot down and say no, because Naomi just wasn't taking no for an answer. And Adam, I did not know at the time, was on his way to get me. And by the time I was told that, it was too late. Mom and Jim tried to go, but because we didn't have this certain ribbon or some bullshit that everybody was supposed to have before they would allow you in the parking lot to go into the building, to see her graduation. So I was robbed of her graduation by my sister that I thought I was actually going to have a second chance with and be able to be close to again. And she took away the one thing that I can never get back. And it just adds to the punishment of not being allowed to go to her graduation or Carl's. And now she denies me my daughter's graduation and the first of my 4 children to graduate. And now I feel like She's more comfortable around men than she is around me. I don't know how to be her mother. I don't even know where to begin. But Adam took her from me when she was 2, and I'm never going to get those years back that I was robbed of the right to raise her and help in her raising. And what makes things worse is now she actually defends Sheila, the dragon lady, and says that she's changed. And like apparently Alicia and Sheila are best buddies. And Sheila's the one that forbade her to ever speak mom in her presence, especially if she was referring to me. She was not allowed to say my name. She was not allowed to acknowledge that she was my daughter, not theirs. That if it wasn't for my love for my husband and the person that I thought I finally had met that was the one for me and gave me the only daughter that I'll have, and he betrayed me too and broke my heart and took her away and broke her heart as well when he did. And as if this isn't bad enough for me and hard enough, having my say before I go any further or even think about, am I going to talk to you again, or is this all you're going to get from me, with really no way to respond short of taking a chance and showing up and hoping that I don't call the cops and ask you to be removed, or writing me a letter or a postcard or send me some kind of small gift to say you're sorry, because I kind of think you owe me that. I don't kind of think, you do. And like I said, AW, you have a lot to answer for. Ball's in your court. Next move is yours. No promises, no guarantees. I keep stamping my foot and stuff because roaches are crawling all over me because, yeah, we're infested with roaches and bed bugs. So if I'm not getting eaten alive out here on the couch, I'm getting eaten alive in the bedroom when I'm trying to sleep at night. So, yeah, that's not fun. I'm too embarrassed and ashamed to have any friends over because I don't want them to get bed bugs. I don't want them to get bit. Oh, and another news flash. My nephew Philip has moved to Arkansas with his lady and is going to play daddy to her kids. I hope they make it. They stopped by here the night before they left, and I'm glad they did. I gave them both a hug goodbye. We had a little yammer session, and then they're like, well, we got to go. And I said, I know, guys. I said, give me a hug because it's probably going to be a while before we see you again. And they're like 5 hours away, so yeah, we're probably not going to. At some point here soon, I will try to send a text message at least to Philip and maybe take a chance and call him or something and say, hey, did you guys make it there okay? Are you settling in? Just wanted to remind you both that we have unlimited talk and text. So talk or text anytime. If I don't answer, you can always try Chris' number. And if you don't already have it, I'll make sure you get it. But let's take this baby steps. Like, not that I don't want to talk to your kids or get to know them or anything. And I'm saying this to Philip's girl, Maria. Not the same Maria that I was calling sister earlier. No, it's totally different people. The Maria that I was calling sister, her name's actually Norma, but she prefers to be called Maria. She's Puerto Rican. She's 62 years old. She has kids herself. And like I said, she's the one that's going to be moving with us when we move. So Chris is trying to focus on like a 3 or 4 bedroom house at least, because one of those rooms is going to be my temple. One of them, the master bedroom, is going to be me and Chris. And the next biggest bedroom after that, we're going to give to Maria. So anybody that moves in after her, if they do, or just to have a guest room. So when friends like come over for a weekend or family comes up for the weekend because they want to see the new place. But we're going to be several hours away too. Michael's still in MCI, but at least he's happier than he's ever been. And this is the ring, which I'll show maybe some other time if you're good and you pass this test and you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you'll know every time I do a live stream. As a little perk to hopefully encourage you to watch until I can turn this into something more than a vlog all the time. I will try to put some live streams on here in the future that will be a little more on the friendly side and talk about the fun that you and I had before everything went horribly wrong. And we'll just go from here. But again, no promises, no guarantees. This doesn't suddenly mean that we're best buddies again, because I'm still very angry and very hurt. And enough said, but to fulfill the promise, I said I would share with you the 3 cards that have come up so far, and I haven't even done my card for today yet. Because it's after midnight, it's like 5 to 1. So I'm about to do my new card for today. And no, I will not write yours down for you. If you want to hear it again, you'll just have to get on and watch this video again, all the way through till the part when I did your card. Let me do this. I try to, since this is a new deck, I try to shuffle it at least 3 times for each different person that I do a reading for. And yes, you can do a 3-card spread with these. You can do a past, present, future. I was reading the book today and it said that that's one of the things you can do. And sometimes the 1 card daily is enough, From this deck, what is my daily card and message for today? Insight. Dance of the Crystalline Rainbow Fairies. It's a pretty one, because I am a rainbow fairy. And I'm a unicorn. And yes, the horn and ears that I'm wearing are rainbow colors. And this book has been signed by the artist. So, that's a big deal to me. And like I said, Maria got the same deck. So the lady signed hers too. Insight 63. Maybe this will help us determine the next move. As far as you and me, if there is a you and me. Insight. This image celebrates the exploration of the deepest core of our being. We are called to embrace all the aspects of ourselves we discover and lovingly bring them to this present moment to heal, appreciate, and share. Search deeply and find something hurtful in your past that you are hanging on to and can't seem to forget. And that's what this video is about. Make a commitment to forgive and release it. Hourly for the next few hours, hold the incident or person in a beautiful pink ball of light. Choose to forgive. Choose to release it. Choose to love and be free of it. Feel that wonderful emotion. Keep doing this till you break through. Special message. There is someone or something that you may be very critical of. You are being inspired to try to understand it and make peace with it. You use a lot of your life force, maintaining a level of arrogance about it. Free yourself from it. And as salting as the arrogance part sounds, It makes perfect sense to me because I was arrogant for believing that you would never do this to me, and then you did. So that's right on the money. The first card that I drew from this deck Saturday, when me and Maria met the artist for the first time. We did the Carillion photography too. I really wish that you could see that because it was pretty amazing. And she loved it. I knew she would. My daughter wasn't able to be there because she's doing other things right now, and she just doesn't have any time for me or anything like the Yuli that we once both really enjoyed going to. And at least on one occasion, maybe two, I can't remember, it's been too long. We worked it together as mother and daughter, but that was back when it was still at Betts Memorial. Now, this time it was at the Kasich building at the fairgrounds, and it took me and Maria 2.5 hours just to get there and find 17th Avenue, and it was a hilarious mess. But we made it. We stayed till they closed, and they didn't close till 7 that night. First card I drew was Innocence. And it asked me to go back to a time in my childhood, which I believe I said that one earlier, of an event or a trauma that kind of snowballed a bunch of future events that happened in close succession of each other. My mom got threatened to be raped by my dad in their bedroom when I was 4. And I knew immediately, because that was the first thing that popped into my head. That was what it was talking about. I had to go back and forgive my dad for what he did. My dad is another deep wound that I have held on to since Michael was 20 years old. Or, sorry, not that, since Michael was born, because Dad died before Michael was born. So that's something I'm struggling with as well. And there are times when I can tolerate and give the okay for my father to be around me, his spirit, and there are other times I just can't. The second card that I drew, and it was that day after I had bought the deck, was Perseverance. Yesterday was Innocence. That was the first one. And then Perseverance, and then yesterday now, because it's the 14th, was Optimism. And Optimism is a real pretty card that has a unicorn on it with rainbow colors. There you go. This is a transmute bag. I don't recall if I ever got to talk with you about Creepy Hollows. I recommend that you check it out because it's free to join. And for first-time customers to the site and therefore to the shop, you can get a bunch of services for a penny. No joke. A single penny. There's a forum you can go to have discussions, but I've had my own issues with getting that to work, so I haven't done that much. But I want to try it again here soon. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to either find the paperwork I got from there or bring it up on my computer and be able to use the information that way. And the reason why you keep seeing me scratching every few seconds is because I'm getting bit. And yes, it's bed bugs. So the long and short of it is my life is going to hell in a handbasket. How about yours? And today, insight. So now I have to forgive my father and let that go and heal from it, and I have to forgive you. And look how long it's taken me to get this far, and what I purposely did to make you work even harder for my forgiveness. And so I'm going to do a past, present, and future with this same deck because I feel like I need to balance the energies out. And now that I know I can do a past, present, future with this, it'll be interesting to see what cards come up. And it'll give me a direction to go from here with whatever. Okay. Shuffle it 3 times again. This is another deck that's difficult to shuffle because the cards are kind of an awkward size. But by doing it 3 times, it gives the rest of the cards a chance to come through. And so far, there's been no repeats. Okay, this time I'm doing the 3 card past, present, future. Gotta focus a minute. What is something I need to know at this moment in time, and for whatever reason that may or may not come to me right away? Something from my past, present, and future. Okay, this one's past. This one's present. This one's future. Seems like old times, huh? Now, if only I can get paid for doing this. In the past, love, the 5th element. This should be interesting. Yeah, I'll tell you what she wrote in a minute. 71. I'm not worried about copyright infringement because I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. Love. This image celebrates that of all there is: earth, wind, fire, and water. Love is all there is. We are called to recognize the love that is in all of creation. Decide today that you will look to find love in all that you encounter, no matter how impossible that seems. Look for the blessing in all situations. Special message: you are being inspired to bring love into places, situations, and relationships that seem to have no love. Drop your ego, step aside, and allow the love to flow through you like a river of divine light. You are a vessel of the divine. And that one was my past. Oh, I think there's already a favorite one that keeps coming through because you're going to love this one. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay. Present. Optimism. And yes, this is the one with the unicorn on it. And I got to look him up because he's way back here. 77. Optimism. This image celebrates our ability to find magic and wonder in our everyday life. It calls us to appreciate all that our body and mind can do so that we never take any of this for granted. Find the sacred in the mundane today. No matter how boring or drudgery filled a task is, delight in how your hands and fingers do the action. Have gratitude for your brain as it calls out the order of action. Observe how you accomplish these little tasks and be in total gratitude for the ability to do them all. Special message, and this was my card yesterday, optimism, my daily card. You are overlooking an area or organ of your body that is in need of your attention. You are being inspired to find this area and address its needs. Address its needs. Feed it, cleanse it, give it what it needs to be balanced and whole again. The whole of you will rejoice and feel great. And last but not least, future leadership. And leadership is on page 69. That's funny. Leadership. This image celebrates the sacredness of the stewardship of the planet. It calls us to inspire our youth to care for the earth so as to preserve it for future generations to come. Be mindful all day how much water you use and trash you make. Make a commitment to be always aware of this and make an effort to reduce your waste. Connect with a young person and inspire them regarding their stewardship of the earth. Share with them about being aware of what impact they have on the planet and that their actions are very important too. Special message. You are being inspired to take a stand for something you believe in. It can be challenging when everyone seems to think otherwise. You are strong. Stand in your truth. The universe stands behind you. And that is the first 3 card spread. And be grateful that I allowed you to be a part of it because, well, you know why. So I know the healing has to be, and I haven't even gotten started about my Aunt Carol. But that is not a short story, and I've already divulged quite enough. It's a lot to mull over and think about. The boundaries, once again, are my daughter's off limits at all costs. I mean, she's off limits, period. You blew it with her and with me in that regard. She will never speak to you again because I'm the one that told her to feel free to block you and it wouldn't hurt my feelings in the slightest because it wouldn't, because you were in the wrong. You, the Batman, betrayed your Batgirl, who has had your back more than anyone. Am I wrong or am I right? We've been through a lot together, you and I want the healing as much as you do. That's why I'm burning my chakra candle right now, and the purple's almost gone. And that's the top chakra. I'm clergy now. I still have to get certified through the state or some bullshit, and that hasn't happened. I don't know how to make it happen. I may have to devise a spell, and you know how good I am at that, to hurry things along in that area too, so that I can sleep better at night. And I've already fallen behind the wayside, getting a hold of Dr. Questel and Dr. Rule, which Dr. Ruhl, Ruhl, is my OBGYN. She did my surgery. She did my hysterectomy. I finally got it done. No more Dove, no more losing a pint of blood every time I cycle. It was killing me. I was literally bleeding to death. So I'm glad that's over. And I thought it was going to be a savings for me as far as having to buy pads. No, because now I have incontinence, and I'm not too prideful to say it. I'm not ashamed to say it. I have incontinence. Sometimes if I sneeze or something, I'll literally, you know, a little bit of pee will come out, and it's embarrassing. And yeah, I don't like it, but so I'm still buying pads, but it's just for a different reason. It's really weird. So Dr. Questel is our regular doctor now. There's a Dr. Gumina that is Chris's heart doctor. Yes, he has a heart doctor and he has 2 stents in his heart. So that's more shit you missed out on that my friend would have known about, because you probably would have been the one that I would have been on the phone talking with about it and crying because I was scared to death because of how close I come to losing him that time. But we're still having the communication barrier. I'm tired of beating my head up against a wall, trying to get through to him and trying to understand and work on a resolution together like a loving couple should, and be able to talk about things and meet each other halfway, meet me in the middle. And I can only do me right now. I've gotten so behind in things that matter to me. I haven't been able to read my business management book. I'm going to shut this thing off because that's like, it's suddenly going to get really hot in here. And now I have to be even more careful to be quiet as possible without bringing myself down to a whisper. My surgery took place a couple years ago. February 5th was the date, and that's really the quickest I remember about it. But everything went well, and I was glad that it was done and that I finally overcame that fear that had taken a lot of my energy, because I was absolutely terrified to have it done at all. I vowed that I would never let a doctor cut on me for any reason unless it was life or death. And well, this was. So it finally sank in one day what Chris said. He's like, "Do you want to bleed to death? Do you really want to put me through that? Do you want to make me watch that? Do you want to make the kids feel and see that?" My kids call him dad. They've accepted him as such, even Michael. And more than once, Alicia has praised Chris to the highest heaven by telling him that he's been more of a dad to her than Adam ever has. And yes, like I said, Adam's the same. He's struggling with his alcoholism. But to be fair, I'm very proud of him, and I do commend him and admire him for being vigilant about making his AA meetings to keep him from falling off the wagon. Because that is a time in Alicia's life when she really needed her dad, and he wasn't there. All he did was work all the time. She practically had to raise herself until Herman came into the picture. Herman left her his entire estate. Don't get excited. She's not getting rich from it, really. She's mostly focused on getting the shit gone, getting as much of it sold as possible, keeping whatever she wants to keep, and decide what to do from there. You'd love the church. I do. So far, me and Chris have only been able to help them with that one once because, yeah, it's a long story. But the guy that Herman was renting the building from for $100 a month, I know you remember that, or at least you should, because back then, I think you were still coming around and continually creating the illusion that you were my friend, and then making me feel later like now that you never were. Short version, and this is more from Alicia's lips, and she wasn't afraid to say it, and I'm proud of her for that. But not that she would say it with him present, no. Chapstick. It's like some of the Carmex that I still have left. Uh, when Herman died, um, his landlord was next door to the church, and therefore Herman could just go over every month and give him the money and go back to his church home. And I was jealous. I wish there was some way I could get that church just to keep it in the family, but just to take it away from Rodney and be in his face, without being in his face. Like, this is mine now. I own this. You are not permitted. This is private property. My property line is here. Don't cross it. You are not allowed anywhere near this church again, other than the fact that you live right next to it, which I can't help that. But you're not taking this away from my family. And it's bad enough that Herman's gone. Now you got to steal from him. People have been stealing from him from the church and the barn. And we're pretty sure who it is because it's somebody from Herman's past, and not 2 weeks after Herman was dead and buried in the ground. I believe he was cremated because, I mean, let's face it, that's the cheaper way to go. And that's still not cheap. And I will pause a lot here because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not talking too loud and I'm not getting overly emotional. At first, Rodney was very helpful. The understanding and agreement was, but it was never put down on paper, and I guess maybe it should have been. Rodney was very helpful. He let Alicia continue to have that place for a whole year, supposedly, and she would keep paying the rent every month to him personally. She would hand the cash to him, and I witnessed her doing this once, so I know she did. And that was just to give us more time to get in there and clear more shit out. And now the son of a bitch is showing his true colors for the son of a bitch that he is. 1 minute he's saying be out in 30 days. The next minute he's saying no, you can stay longer. The next minute he's stealing your shit. I mean, he's a real asshole. And Herman don't deserve that. I mean, me and Herman were not friends in the beginning, but we ended that way, and that's what matters to me. Now Rodney is, because he owns 70% of the property there in Marysville. And Alicia told me this the other day when we were there, and I was like, oh my God. That son of a bitch does not deserve this. He doesn't appreciate it. And look what he's doing. He's stealing. He's probably cutting Herman down and talking about him behind his back because Herman was gay. And I don't feel like I'm offending or violating Herman because he's dead. So he's like, no, don't bother me. None, I was. But I was glad that we were friends in the end. Like, he even started coming over for Thanksgivings over to Mom's. He came over for Christmas a couple times. And then suddenly he was just gone, you know. Some of what we think took him out was his lymphoma came back. And that's a type of cancer, and pretty serious one. And there's like other tidbits that go with it, but I've already been on this live stream for like 2.5 hours, looks like. But I have a lot to say, and this is the only me time that I get right now. Aside from Saturdays and Sundays, being able to sit down in Maria's place because she lives in the same building. You never got to meet her. She wasn't here when you were still coming around. She was living in the building next door. Now she's downstairs on the main floor across opposite us because we're apartment H, she's apartment C. So when you come in the back door and go up that first little bit of steps, you turn left at that first door, that's Maria's place. She has kids. She's a widow. No, she's not interested, so don't ask. Um, I'm being sarcastic. No, I mean she doesn't. She doesn't want to another relationship. She still loves her husband, and he's been gone like 7 years this Halloween coming up or something like that. So she had a daughter and several sons by him. What was that? That was weird. That actually sounded like the crystals being jiggled in my gemstone bottle. I gotta show you that. It's pretty cool. And I think that's the spirit's way of saying, you need to get some water, lady. What I was hearing is in my ear. Sounds like crystals rattling in the bottom of my bottle. I guess it wasn't. It was Chris going to the bathroom. I've got to spray this before I sit down again. Where did I put the spray? I go through a lot of this. This is the peppermint peppermint 70% alcohol proof rubbing alcohol. It was Chris using the bathroom. This is my gemstone bottle. Me and Maria she bought these for her and I. We had to buy the covering separate. As you can see, at the bottom, there's crystals. And in here, the green is just my plastic ice because it's the only thing. It's a bunch of pineapples. Even though it's green, pineapples are supposed to be yellow. Haha, very funny. But these are plastic ice. I know you remember that. You freeze the water in them, and then they don't water your drink down. It's got a wooden lid. It's got a little loop so you can like carry it. No matter what you drink in it, you get it gets charged by gemstone energy. Now there is a plate in the bottom of here, a clear plate, because this bottle's glass. The bottom screws off as well as the top. The lady that we bought it from said when you go to clean it, because let's face it, as much pop as I drink, this thing's gonna probably need it sooner or later. You unscrew the bottom, you unscrew the top, you set them aside because it is wood, so you don't want to submerge it underwater because then it could start messing with the wood. Take the crystals out. And my particular batch is called Chakra Alignment. And short version, as far as the Corellian photography goes, me and Maria both share a lot of red, orange, and yellow. There was yellow vortex of spinning energy in both our throats in the picture. It was like $50 a piece, I think, to get this done. And it broke me to do it. So then later that day, she ended up giving me even more money, which I appreciated. She's a Sagittarius, if you want to know. Her birthday is December 1st, 1958. She's literally 62 years old. She's like my replacement for Naomi because Naomi's a bitch. And you know how I feel about her. Now back to my Aunt Carol for a minute. As of right now, this moment, my Aunt Carol, I believe, is like 83 years old. She is living alone. The house she lives in, she owns. It has a beautiful patio out back, a 2-car garage, a huge ass basement that has 3 different rooms. Um, the biggest of those 3 rooms has an actual working fireplace in it made of stone. Carol has turned her kids against her over the years. And one day I went over to see my mom at her place, and she said, Janet, Carol needs your help. She will pay you. And I told her to make sure that she paid you fairly. I only got $20 every time I helped her. No matter how much I busted my ass, no matter how many dishes I did, or how many loads of her fucking laundry, or trying to sort through her shit to figure out what she wanted to use in a yard sale and therefore have it put aside. So now she's got this Muslim asshole that none of us likes. His name's Moyed. I won't say his last name because honestly, I don't think he gives his real last name. About 7 years ago, Carol lost her boyfriend, Jarvis. They were going to get married, but he died before they could. Jarvis had a son named Kyle, that is really fucked up. He's got cerebral palsy and he's fucked up. He's very rich, has lots of money, but he's a little bastard. And so Carol's living there alone. Jarvis is gone. All of her kids hate her. And she's the one that turned him against her because she is the bitch that she is. She is, by definition, a narcissist. And once I read what the definition of narcissism is, she's not the only one. It's very prevalent in my family. Naomi's a narcissist. Carol's a narcissist. Mom's a narcissist. And Carl. And what narcissist means, if you don't know, is it's all about them. They want to be put on a pedestal. They want to be the center of attention at all times. And if it's not their way, then it's the highway. When I go over there, I do tend to spend, at least Mom feels, but this is not how I feel at all, and it's certainly not my intent. Mom feels that I spend more time with Carl and that I really come over there to see him and not her. And I have to constantly tell her, Mom, you cannot expect me to come over here and just sit in the front room and not visit with anybody else. This is the only time I get to see my brother. He's never going to come to my place. I already know that. And He needs somebody to talk to, and so do I. I don't like the shit that he does, but it's not like I can change it. It's not like I can make a difference and suddenly make him stop. Carl's in bad shape too. He has COPD. He quit smoking, vaped for a while, but then he quit that too because it was trying to kill him. It was making his heart race too fast because he was smoking too high of a nicotine level and it almost killed him. He has probably asthma too. I mean, COPD, the way I understand it, is like the worst case of asthma. Um, he has to use inhalers. He's got a big bald spot in the top of his head, which I'm sure you can relate, baldy. And he still wears his hats. His hair is about as long as mine, actually, kind of longer. So, yeah, back to the gem water for a minute. Whatever you drink out of this, it gets gemstone charged, and its chakra alignment is the crystals. And I've been trying to like been trying to make myself drink more water, and I figured now that I got something that's gemstone blessed and charged, that it will give me the motivation to keep doing it. I'm sorry if my constant clearing of my throat, which I cannot do quietly, it's making me talk funny because I'm trying to talk quietly because I don't want to keep Krista. I'm already falling asleep myself. So this is some of what happened with Carol. Mom asked me to go over and see her and at least give her a chance and be willing to help, and I would be paid for it. So, in retrospect, to start off, I was going over there 3 times a week, got $20 each time. So, a total of an extra $60 that really came in handy. But because of what the majority of it was always had to be spent on gas for the car, grabbing odds and ends to munch on. Because Carol said, help yourself. You can have anything you want in here. There's plenty to eat. And I would even offer to make her something because she's got a shit ton of food there. It's a 3-bedroom place. And my favorite room in the place that I would have picked as my own, and I did, was what I call the doll museum. The entire room is lined, every wall around the whole thing, with dolls. And they're worth money. Carol is a Gemini. She's 83 years old and she still wants to have sex. Good for her. Go for it. But nobody wants her. She don't bathe. I'm sure any guy would be afraid to stick his tallywhacker in her, you know what, because it might fall off. She's very weak, frail. She has to wear kid clothing, no joke. A lot of times because everything else is just too big on her. So I would go over there a couple times a week. Some of those times Chris would go with me and he would do her grass. She has a nice big backyard. She has a creek running in the back of her house that goes under a bridge that used to be there used to be train tracks, and now there isn't anymore. Her 2-car garage is full from ceiling to floor with a bunch of other shit that's also worth money. And I even was able to get us together as a family because we had a cookout over there one day. Maria was with us, Carl, Jim, Mom, myself, and Carol. She has 3 little dogs that I absolutely love and miss terribly. 2 of them are female, Pomeranian. One of them's named Polly Pocket. She's the oldest, the one with the most health problems. The other one is Nora Lee, and she just had a batch of puppies recently because the third dog is Buddy, and he's a mix. So, but he tends to get mean with the females, and I'm hoping that the puppies are okay and that Carol was able to find good homes for them. But then some incidents took place that I won't mention now. I will mention in a future live stream. Just I'll try to remind myself somehow that, oh yeah, I was gonna say that, talk about that a little bit more. But so I was going over there pretty steady. Um, Carol started calling me her girl, calling me her daughter, telling me how much she enjoyed the time that I spent just hanging out with her over there and giving her some company. And I was trying to rebond with my aunt and give her another chance because my mother asked me to. And then one day, me and Chris went over there, and Moyed proceeds to give me the 3rd degree while I'm sitting on Carol's back patio. Basically, who are you? Why are you here? I'm her niece, I told him. And, if anybody has a right to be here, it's me. I didn't say that, but I wanted to. This guy is scary. He's dangerous. Don't know what he's capable of. Hell, he could be a member of ISIS for all I know. No joke. The motherfuckers that kill people, yes. I'm not kidding. He's an asshole. We don't like him. He keeps Carol isolated from her family and friends. He controls her completely. Whatever he tells her to do, she does. She's his little fucking money bags, and he's just waiting for her to croak and thinks that he's entitled to her entire estate because for the past 7 years he's been coming over and taking care of her, which to him consists of bringing her food, bringing her drinks like pops and different things because she likes the red Mountain Dew. And she would bring, she had Meals on Wheels. I would clean up dog mess, put down puppy pads, clean up dirty ones. I helped her take a shower one day. I was over there. And I did all this out of love and compassion. And because I was trying to give her the good college try to see if she could pass the test and be worthy of me being in her life. Did she deserve that second chance? Well, Moyed basically told us we need to leave because he says so, and there's no reason if for us to come over anymore. If Carol needs me, she'll call. Like he has a say. He has control over money. He claims that he doesn't, but I know it's a bunch of bullshit. He hid $4,000 down in her basement and refused to let her have any of it. And then suddenly one day out of the blue, he finally puts it in her bank account. Yeah, right. What do you think he was up to putting fucking $4,000 down in the basement he had no right to? Her so-called son, Kyle, that was through Jarvis, but they never got married, so actually legally he wasn't. He bought Carol's car that used to sit out front of her place that I absolutely loved. And I would have loved to. I can definitely use a car right now. It would be nice if we could have 2 cars. But we ended up with a car that used to belong to Alicia, a silver one. And then we found out later that it also belonged to Donald Feinstein at one point. Kalika, will you lay down? You're disrupting me again. I'm trying to keep my voice down, but you're pissing me off. Daddy's trying to sleep. And this is my only me time. So I'll go to bed when I'm damn good and ready. But that doesn't mean that I'm trying to keep him awake either. So I got to keep it down. And I'm trying, but you're pissing me off. So I told Chris what he said. Chris claimed that he heard the entire thing, yet he said nothing against him. He said nothing to him like, you don't talk to my wife that way. If anybody has a right to be here, we do. You do not. He's not family. He's not adopted family. He claims to be friend, but he's really not. He's stolen from her countless times, and I don't trust him. I don't like his vibe. I don't like his energy. No, none of us do. So Chris is like, fine, get your shit. We're leaving, meaning me. So we left, and and he said we're not going back. I said okay. About a week or two goes by. She starts calling me again, crying. Oh, Janet, Moyed says he's sorry, and I really want you to come back over again, honey. I love you. I miss you. I like having you over here, and blah, 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 and just crying her eyes out. How much of it was real tears? How much of it was fake? I couldn't tell you. To me, it was all fake. It's just her little game, her little ploy of guilt tripping you to come and see her. The poor me syndrome. Have pity on me. And she said Moyed asked her to call me and tell me to come back. When he was finally satisfied that, yes, I am her niece. And her children have stolen from her. And I hate to say it, but she deserved it. Because she's another one just like Naomi. As long as you stay on her good side, all is well. The minute you oppose her or say no, she gets pissed off. She throws it back in your face. And it's like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? What's the point? This isn't worth an extra $60. I'm not interested in playing your game, Carol. I'm gone. I'm out of here. We're not playing. So we left. She asked me to go back, so I went back. And Moya did apologize. He said, I'm sorry I was being so mean and blah 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 and whatever. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. um she let me set up a outdoor shrine in the corner of her backyard. It was a family shrine with some bricks that I hauled over there myself and laid them down myself, and really did try to make as pretty a design as I could possibly muster with what I had. Short from taking some paint and painting the bricks and make them even prettier. Maybe do some little designs on them or something. She has a dog buried back there, Izzy, which is the mother of Polly Pocket. Uh, she let me set up an outdoor altar. She claimed that she was completely okay with me being a witch. The first area that I tackled when I started going over there to clean for her was the kitchen, because it was the one that needed it the worst. It was like Naomi's place all over again. Most of the time I was over there alone. A couple of times Maria went with me to be an extra pair of hands so we could get even more done. And it give Carol someone to talk to while I was downstairs busting my ass doing half a dozen loads of laundry for her and only getting $20 for my trouble. Well, uh, I had accidentally left two of my Creepy Hollows vessels there, and they were manhandled, which Moyed had no right to do. And I ended up losing one of the vessels, and it was my Arbor Giant Amata Jew. I had another pendant that I was going to give her as a different home, um, but it's looking like I might have to give her an aquamarine because she's an Arbor Giant, so she's a giant of nature. She's, I think it said like 18 foot tall or 21 foot, something like that. She's a giant. She literally is, but she's spirit. So if she feels to the need to show you what she looks like, she will. She'll form an image, help you form an image in your mind of what she looked like. She's a gentle giant. She's an earth giant, and she's female, and I love her bits. She's just one of many. I have dragons, unicorns, gargoyles, vampires, celebrities, phoenixes, griffins, mermaids. Yeah, I got a few. And I've been a loyal customer to them for 5 years now. And this October 18th, it'll be 6. Um, Go check it out. Tell me what you think. Please leave a comment. I mean, you can make it as long or as brief as you want. And I'm really interested to see if you're going to sit through this entire thing, no matter what time of night it is, and watch it to its entirety to show me that you really do want, at least, if nothing else, a chance to say you're sorry. Sorry that you hurt me. Sorry that you hurt my daughter and the disruption that you caused in my family at a time when there was already a bunch of other bad stuff going on, and you were the straw that broke the camel's back. But please try to keep the comments positive, which I have tried to do as well. I think I deserve the same courtesy, considering I've gone this far to at least voice my opinion the safest way I knew how. But at the same time, like I said, anybody can watch this video because it's public. I'm not trying to be the bad guy here, and that's the last thing I want. But you kind of forced my hand, and you see that now. So if we can at least get to the forgive, I accept your apology stage, I would be happy with that. You can do that in a comment, send me flowers, you know my address, and send me a little card that says, JP, I'm really sorry. You're right. I was wrong. Um, let's just go from here. And if you don't want to talk to me ever again, I will completely understand, and that'll be the end of it. Um, I have a lot of happy times that I would like to share with you, but you're lucky that I shared with you what I did. So, anyway, after I went back the second time, in conclusion about Carol, um, she sent me away again. It was June 25th or 26th of this past year. I had gone over, Maria went with me. I even brought her a bottle of honey mead wine because she really likes it. And I got it at a carryout around the corner from her place that I would frequent anyway when I was there to get myself pop, to get myself munchies, because I really did try to eat very little of her food, if any at all. And a lot of times I was going hungry and wouldn't eat until I came home because I couldn't help but wonder, is this just going to be one more thing she's going to throw in my face the first time I piss her off? And she did. She did. It involved a pizza. Another story for another time. Um, she said something into the fashion of, I don't like greedy people. And she had like 70% or 75% of the pizza. So whatever is left after the 75% was consumed. So basically, she was just like helping herself. And it's like, Carol, how much of it would you have actually eaten? I was trying to eat as much of it as possible because I was hungry, and I think I fucking earned it. Especially with Moyed doing what he did. So she sent me away the second time and said, you don't need to come back here anymore. You owe me nothing. I appreciate all that you've done, but you don't need to come back here anymore. I'm like, all right. I took the one remaining vessel, took my chalices that I had them in, because it was just a harmony spell that I was doing in her home, because there was a lot of negative energies there. I was trying to put protection on her house and her and the dogs, because she's the only one there outside of Moyed, and he only comes over when he damn well feels like it. And there's been times when he would like ignore her for an entire day just to go spend time with his family and not even so much as call and make sure she was okay and see if there was anything she needed and genuinely apologize for not being available to serve her that day and get her what she needed because he wanted to spend some time with his family. So he had no consideration for her at all. She called me crying and said he didn't even come over or nothing and blah blah blah. So I went over. Um, but anyway, yeah. After she sent me away the second time, I was like, "That's it. I'm done. I'm never going to talk to her again." I blocked both of her numbers on my phone, so she can't, call me. She can call me from other numbers, but I've only listened to a handful of her voicemails because as soon as I heard that it was her, I would just delete it. I wouldn't even listen to the whole thing because I knew it was just another ploy to try and get me to come back so she could send me away again. Maria was a witness to the hatefulness and the unappreciativeness that she came at me with that day that I did not deserve. And I said, that's it, I'm done. And I told Mom, I said, Mom, I tried. Me and Chris both tried. Look what it got us. A big fat nothing. And we may as well have been doing all these things for Naomi with no more appreciation than Carol. There was a couple of yard sales that we helped Naomi do, that we did all the work and busted our asses. She made all the money. We got nothing. A couple pieces of clothing, but Chris had to buy them because she couldn't even have the decency to just give them to us to say thanks for helping me out. And he got $75 for this bike, this one bike she had. It's brand new. She never rode it. She rode it down the road maybe once, almost fell off of it because she was too fat and she hadn't rode a bike in so long. I'm sorry, Kalika. And she's a pillhead. She lives in the same conditions that she's always lived. And Carol was no better. So ever since then, I don't talk to her anymore. I don't take any of her calls. I already blocked Naomi, and she gave up. She don't call me anymore. So that's one less thorn in my side. So that's it in a nutshell. And I think I'm going to stop this live stream because I've been on here almost 3 hours. So it's, or no, wait. Oh, yep, it's still going. Sometimes I can't see because it's so far away. So, said, next move is yours. Bye for now.